This is the MTPredictor weekly update for October 23rd. You can see again this is the daily chart of the YM. We'll take a look at the Dow cash in just a bit just to kind of compare those two. But the patterns are virtually the same here on the daily chart. You see we did go minimum wave 5 down in the last couple of weeks. I've been expecting that the market would rally at a minimum into that 11,600 area all the way up to this 12,000 area. Reason being, after we've gone 5 waves down, so we went wave 3 down here, an ABC pattern unfolded into wave 4, which you see here, and then again unfolded to the downside to wave 5. After wave 5, typically you get a rally back to the wave 4 decision point. So we take our, I'm going to remove that for just a moment here. We take our decision point tool here off the wave 4 swing high, and this gives us our resistance area. This is typically then the area where the market after wave 5 will correct back to. And this is the area where the market will need to make a decision. So it's a key area, potential key turning point, either to roll over back to the downside, maybe test the lows, or if they get through this area, we're going to see some more upside, maybe test the prior swing high back here in what was wave 2. So that area of resistance will start, let's see, right at about 11,830. So we got as high as 763 on Friday, into this first little level of decision point resistance, which is off this swing here. So I think we do have a little more upside to go. So we do have some strength to the upside, as our strong trend filter here is into the strength band at the top. So maybe we see another push next week into that 830 area at least. So we'll see that. We'll see how that unfolds. If they start closing above 12,000 and we get those highs taken out, then we may make a run. There may be more points to the upside here. If they fail, then we'll probably get another rollover again. So on let's take a look at the cash Dow on the weekly chart. Again, back that May 6th, same DP sell signal in the Dow that we had in the S&P. And you can see we've unfolded now as 3 waves into wave 4 currently. Here I projected wave 5 down on the weekly chart. Let's just look at some other indicators here, some volume and our strong trend filter. One of the things that we see on the strong trend filter here in the Dow as well is our strong trend filter is the oscillator is into the gray band at the bottom here, telling us that even though the market's rallying here, there may be more downside ahead. Okay, so same thing that we're seeing in the S&P. This happens to be the ES weekly. Same pattern here. The blue line here is the weekly 200 period moving average. You can see we've crossed above and below that. Got a few solid closes the last few weeks above the weekly 200 period, but we're into the wave 4 here. Okay, if we click last on chart, you can see the 4 wave pattern into the wave 4 resistance now. We'll see if this rolls over. We can also project down wave 5 here. There's 5 clicks on the chart. It'll give me my minimum wave 5 down here. So we'll see if the wave 4 holds. Again, we've got our strong trend filter showing potentially more downside ahead. So we got to look for that. And then let's just take a peek at Goldman Sachs here. Alright, so we've been talking about this $100 level in Goldman Sachs, been kind of the line in the sand. They finally did close back above that area. The high there, this candle here that closed above $100, they took that high out. So it had, once they got that close above 100, it did lead the market higher. And so our next resistance area in Goldman is going to be, the next big resistance area will be above 110, right around 112. Let's see, what is that? About 112.75 area. So we'll see if Goldman can hang in there. It's consolidating a bit, but it's been consolidating above $100, which is kind of the important thing. If it can stay above $100, we'll probably see that decision point resistance area off the wave B swing here. The banking index, again, we had a little minor 5-wave pattern down. That's correcting. It should come up above where it closed there on Friday, which is 38.91. We should see closer to the 42 area in the BKX, and that will be a kind of decision point area. It's either going to roll over again from there, or probably going to test this neck. What was the neckline here? But basically resistance around that 45 area. So we'll see how that unfolds. And let's take a look at let's take a look at silver. We're still waiting to see. This is the weekly silver chart here. See if we can get to 34.10. We've had a few weeks that have gone by now that hasn't gotten hit, so we've got to be careful there. We'll see if they get to 34.10 this next week here. If not, then we may have to start looking for other patterns. It may, don't want too much time before the signal is given before we get the entry there. Let's just look at the US dollar. Again, had that major decision point low there. We've unfolded in a 3-wave pattern up, pulling back into wave 4. Should find some support around this 75, $76 area, and then we'll see if it can find that support and make a run for the the wave 5 up. Gold, just still kind of hovering around here. No real significant pattern developing on the weekly chart here, but you see the weekly 50 period still holding the support. That support had not been broken since you go back to August of 2008. And that's when we had, of course, the credit crisis with the DP buy signal just above the 200 period there. That led basically the next few years rally. So still in good shape there, even though we had a nice pullback there in gold. Should be viewed as a longer term buying opportunity in that market. And then finally oil here. Get rid of this. The TS1 sell signal is here's where we are in that. If we get to the 100% initial risk line at 82.20, we can move that stop from 89.52 down to 85.86, the entry there. Again, the target's down at 76.09. So we'll see what happens with oil here. Again, if we lose, it's going to be a 1-hour loss there, depending on how you're playing that as well, whether you're playing with options or the actual futures contract and so forth, ETF, whatever case may be. So we'll follow up on these markets when we come back next week. Keep an eye on any of the news over in Europe on their sovereign debt crisis there. And we got a pretty full slate of economic data this week, from consumer confidence, new home sales on Wednesday. You got GDP and jobless claims on Thursday. I think personal outcomes, even some news on Friday. So definitely stay on your toes. Still in earnings season here, and we'll see once earnings season kind of clears out if the market once again turns. We'll look and see if that decision point resistance in the Dow is hit, if the market's going to make a decision and turn back to the downside, or if it's going to be able to get going back and clear out those DP resistance areas and make a run for the higher highs there, back from the wave 2, beginning of wave 1 on those daily and weekly charts. So we'll come back next week and take a look at the markets and see where we're at. Have a good trading week, all.